Creatures of Sonaria has a lot of minors in them. I was once a minor when I played Creatures of Sonaria, so it's no, surprise to have them involved in certain dramas or incidents. They are everywhere. POS is basically, statistically speaking, a children's game because it has the majority of players being minors. I was a minor once, so and I'm sure most of the people watching this video are also children. So it's no surprise, like I said, to have these kids involved in drama. But why are they involved in drama to begin with? Well, unfortunately, Sonaria encourages children to be creative, to be public with their with their internet personas and whatnot. Basically, Creatures of Sonaria indirectly encourages children to be content creators, guild members, project managers, and yada yada artists and all that. Because of this indirect encouragement, children are now being placed in or putting themselves in positions of power, responsibility, and authority. And because of these type of positions they are in, they are followed by situations where criticism, liability, and accountability is always their shadow. But from my experience, my opinion, and my mutuals' opinions, I don't think it's a good thing. Now, you can add your own encounters and experiences into the equation. This is just a discussion. I'm not trying to directly attack or insult or specifically target anyone. I'm just saying this in a general. Again, this is just an opinion, a discussion of the topic. So you can also have your input in the comment below. Be civil. And don't worry if you've had drama with me. I'm not focusing on you. I will use examples, but I'm not focusing it on anyone specific. Now, with that clarification, let's try and properly understand. Why do children put themselves in positions like these? Well, simple, very simple. Children nowadays want to be quicker in maturity than they actually are. They want to be in positions of power in a sense. For some of them, I'm not saying all of them. In my opinion, some of them want to be. Now, those are the people I would say are project managers in making their own games, or people who are guild leaders and stuff like that. Basically, people on top either owning or moderating large communities. Now, those are the people I would say might be a little too interested or leaning towards the idea of power. The other people like artists who has a reputation, content creators who just love to make their own gig or whatever, people like them, they unintentionally put themselves in a position of influence. Now, because of that, nonetheless, both of them are followed by responsibilities. And some, I'm not saying all, but some cannot process that. Some only values what they gain, but not what they have to sacrifice. I was also 16, 17 when I started making Creatures Narrative videos. I then also started merging into controversial topics and basically critical thinkings and whatnot. And when I merged into that, I was fully expecting, fully awaiting at some point that threads, just harsh, mean, hateful comments, or even unreasonable people. I was expecting all of this. So when I was hit with allegation after allegations, rumors after rumors, I'm still standing because at the end of the day, I was expecting, so I'm prepared. I have facts, I have reasons, I have everything logic behind my back ready, so I don't feel intimidated by people. However, the same cannot be said for most of the minors that I have interacted with in dramas. They get overwhelmed so easily. And a few of them, again, I'm not directing this to anyone, but a few of them, they really need to step down and never be in positions of power. Because these people, they obviously cannot handle it. The pressure, the comments and whatnot get to them, and it's not a good sign that you can handle responsibility and accountability. So one of my previous drama, talking about the guild leader and whatnot, again, not directed to anyone, but I'm just using this as an example, not beating a dead horse. In one of my recent drama where I made a video and I presented literally everything. I put down every evidence on the table, presented it to the public, and said, here you go, make your own unbiased statement. There you see everything. But even after putting out every evidence in every situation I could present, some people, and I'm not saying all, a few people still managed to find flaws in my interaction, managed to find flaws in my evidence, and find ways to criticize or invalidate, in most cases, my side of the story. And their very, very well used justification is that they are minors. The people themselves say that they're just minors, and the people defending them also says that they're just minors. I have a problem with that. Not because it's just affecting my content. I'm sure there are many other content creators or adult community members in general being affected by that justification, that reason of invalidation. That thing saying that I'm just a minor, I'm just a kid, you shouldn't be this harsh on me, or you shouldn't make this video, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. That is unfair to the rest. Because if you were just a random minor or a random kid that's just in a game and I started harassing you, that is unfair for me and that is very fucked up for me to do. That I can completely understand. But the people I've talked to in dramas and whatnot, you are all not just random kids in the community. You have positions of influence and power. Some were translators, some were moderators, some were artists, some were testers, some were guild members, some were content creators. You all have that power, that position of influence, and all that translates to also having criticism thrown at you, liability and accountability. If you've done fucked up something and you have some influence, I am going to talk about it and I am going to talk about you because of that position you're in. Not because of you're a minor, you're an adult or whatever. I don't care. If you are, if you think you're mature enough, if you think you're smart enough, if you think you're compatible enough, or if you think you are accountable enough to be a leader, an owner, a moderator, a member, a staff, or whatever in a position of power, then you must also be mature enough to handle criticism, to handle backlash, to handle exposure if you have done something wrong. If you haven't, then worry not. Just carefree, live free. But that is the thing. I am sick and tired of seeing these people, other people trying to validate, trying to invalidate my claims and other people's claim and validate the people who are in the obvious wrong only simply because they're kids and that we shouldn't treat kids like that. And this is pissing me off because what if someone came to your doorstep, kicked on your door, broke some of your property and vandalized your house and they scurried away and you can't do anything about it because suddenly, oh darn, they're just kids, I'll let them be. No, you can't. Sometimes you have to also teach them a lesson. Sometimes you have to also make them know that this is not appropriate, this is not acceptable, this is not a good behavior. You have to let them know. And if letting them know in a harsh way teaches them a lesson, so be it. But somehow people still see it as wrong and still justify that kids are kids. I shouldn't do this to children. There are consequences to actions, whether you're a kid or not. If you're so worried about consequences, if you're so worried about their names and reputations being ruined because of their own nature, then don't be in those positions. It's such easy equation. Don't be in a position of power if you don't want criticism or liability or accountability. If you want to be in that position, don't cry or bitch or whine or moan about how you don't want to be attacked when you've done something obviously wrong. And yes, obviously you don't deserve to be attacked, but you can't just clarify every criticism or every comment towards you as an attack. You can't call out everyone as invalid because you're in the wrong. And you're just using that, oh, I'm a minor card to deflect or invalidate others. That is unacceptable. That is wrong. And I deeply, deeply ask anyone who watches my content, anyone who has been in beef with me, if you are a kid and you can't take criticism and you're like, oh, but my mental health is so bad, so I did this and that. Oh, but I'm feeling disorder. Enough with the retarded excuses. Enough. You don't want me to talk about you, don't fuck up in the first place. I'm not going after you for no reason. I've shown to be very polite and calm and humble when I need to be. I only make videos when you fuck up. So don't fuck up. And don't be in positions of power if you are whining about, oh, but my mental health, oh, but boo hoo, fucking grow the fuck up. If you want to be in positions of grown ups, then grow the fuck up. Gosh, I keep getting people telling me, oh, I have a bad mental health. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. Oh my gosh, like, oh, but I'm not feeling well. Like, oh, I don't care. I know you're a kid. Act like a kid then. Don't be in those type of positions then if you don't want to. If you don't want to fucking, have to go through that. Act like a kid then. But no, you do something fuck up and we have to apparently forgive you or let you be just because you're children. And the people who justify that, are you also all retarded? Does consequences not mean anything? If you hit someone, they might hit you back. That's consequences of your action. You can't be like, oh, you shouldn't hit them back. They're just a kid. Or, oh, you should. And I don't mean this physically. I meant this in a metaphorical or drama sense. Okay, not physically, obviously not. That's where I draw a line. But in that sense, shouldn't we be able to at least scold them or give them a taste of how they're behaving? Just the people defending them because they're kids and stuff like that is just so retarded. Like it's just genuinely so stupid to me. These kids as well, stop being in positions of power if you're so whiny. My gosh, it's like having to go through a stupid airport with crying children all over the plane. Goodness, just learn. Don't fuck up. Don't meet me in the future. If you're so scared of me, behave and don't meet me in the future. You know? But yeah, that's my thoughts. What do you think? What's your personal thoughts on all of this? And yeah, I just want to know if anyone else also have these similar type of experiences or, if you just want to say a couple of things or two. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Good afternoon. Wait, no. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, folks.